Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about carbon dioxide transport. In the blood, carbon dioxide is transported in three forms. First is dissolved carbon dioxide, second is carbamino compounds, and third is bicarbonate ions. First one, dissolved carbon dioxide. As the name suggests, the carbon dioxide is dissolved directly into the plasma. So it is about 7 to 10%. It is the least among all the three types. Though it is small amount, but it forms a direct equilibrium with the carbonic acid in the red blood cells. Second is carbamino compounds. It is about 20 to 25% of carbon dioxide is carried as carbaminohemoglobin. That is hemoglobin. The carbon dioxide which binds to hemoglobin is carbaminohemoglobin. So this is called as Carbamino effect. The carbon dioxide binds easily to the deoxygenated hemoglobin. It is called as Carbamino effect. Next is bicarbonate ions. It is the highest among all the three forms. 65 to 70% of carbon dioxide is transported in the form of bicarbonate ions. The carbon dioxide will react with water to form to form carbonic acid, which will be dissociated to form H plus and HCO₃ minus. This bicarbonate ion will be exchanged with the chloride ion to maintain the equilibrium. So it maintains the electrochemical balance. Next, so now we see the process. First is from the tissues the carbon dioxide is released. So because of the difference in the partial pressure between this and the RBC, it will enter the RBC and it will react with water to form carbonic acid, which will dissociate to form bicarbonate ion and H plus. This H plus ion will bind to the hemoglobin and this bicarbonate will leave the RBC in exchange to the chloride ion to maintain the equilibrium, as we saw. This bicarbonate ion which is expelled out from the RBC will now enter the lung to react with the H plus ion to form water and carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide will be exhaled from the lungs along with the chloride, which will enter again the RBC to continue this process. So what happens at the lungs is completely different from what happened before entering the lungs. Before entering the lungs, carbon dioxide is entering the blood because of the difference in partial pressure. But after entering the lung, the carbon dioxide diffusion, carbon dioxide moves out from the blood because of the high PaCO₂, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, into the alveoli where there is low partial pressure of carbon dioxide. We know always these move from the high pressure to low pressure areas. So from blood they will move to the alveoli for exhalation. Next, bicarbonate will re-enter the RBC. It is again converted into the carbonic acid, as we saw in this picture. Next, carbaminohemoglobin. CO₂ dissociates from the hemoglobin and diffuses into the alveolar space. This is because whenever there is oxygenation in the lungs, there will be conformational change. Whenever Hb is attached to the oxygen, there will be conformation change in the hemoglobin molecule, which will release the carbon dioxide. So this is called as Haldane effect. So oxygenation of the hemoglobin enhances the carbon dioxide release from the blood, and that is carbon dioxide expulsion. So binding of oxygen to the hemoglobin increases the CO₂ release from the RBC to the alveolar space. So what is the clinical relevance of all this? In case of hypoventilation, they lead to hypercapnia and respiratory acidosis because of the carbon dioxide retention and acid-base balance. Bicarbonate helps in maintaining the pH, and carbon dioxide retention causes acidosis. And carbon monoxide poisoning. CO₂ transport may be hampered because carbon monoxide binding with the hemoglobin, because carbon monoxide has higher affinity than the carbon dioxide. So this binding may be hampered in cases of carbon monoxide poisoning.